Going hot. John Mike be praised. All right, brother. Wow. All right. I mean, I'm taking the Lion and the Rasta over the roller coaster. I mean, that's fine. And Mario was hot though. Made me want. I played an hour of Mario because of it.
Hey, you show Milo?
Yeah, I did. He was like, "Oh, I also showed him the challenge." I didn't even I was just scrolling through. I was posting something, and he looked at it and was like, "Oh, what game is that?" And I was like, "Yes, we did it." All right, hey, this is Munchies with Max. We are Max Fit USA, CrossFit Costa Mesa. I am Maximilian Mormont, Hermit Coach. You can email me max@maxfitusa. You can hit me up on the Instagram at Hermit Coach. You can also hit us up at MaxFitUSA, Maximilian Mormont. Let us know questions, comments, concerns. All the feedback's great. Thank you. Appreciate it. Excuse me. All right. I like the little podium today. Sorry.
Are we having a soapbox monologue right now?
I'm gonna put that out there now. So inside of the, I just want everybody to know the studio. So this is soapbox monologue. This is the desk, and then now I gotta bring another camera in, and here's the cage, my rant. So I feel like this is amazing. Just like that, we have 3 different environments. This is like the night stage, but this is how big we get Mikey in the garage for the stage. This is it, and then it's wood, like an actual stage that you walk on, but instead of it's in front of you. So
I'm gonna have to figure out a camera angle for that so it looks different.
I can get something going. It was just something that
one of these, where I'm out of camera, out of shot, just come in and be like, "Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen, how are you doing?"
Yeah, I'm telling you, that's going to be pretty much what it is, and then completely side camera, like a photo booth camera. So you think I'm in a different room, and then I come out of a curtain. I'm into that. You got my attention. So it is Monday. Good workout today. Ooh, long one. I was pretty pumped on shutting it down at 10 and then not resting, but it was still long, man. That workout goaded me the whole time because I thought we were going to shut it down after the warm-up because we knew it was going to be long, and then we thought about maybe just shutting it down after the workout, and then we just kept it rolling. I was like, yeah, it was good. I had a good time. We got some good questions today. I got some good snacks. Nothing major, but a little offshoot of the cheesy crackers. Let's call it the cheesy cracker saga, maybe, or something like that. So this is another cheesy cracker out there on the market. And then so like what is it, like a Cheez It? What other ones do they got? But so I got one. So let me know what other ones they got, and I'll see if you guys can guess it. And then got some good information. So let's dive into it. Tonight I got really good 2 questions. The first question is if I am trying to change body compensation, is there anything inherent bad about limiting fats and carbs and having a significant portion of my diet just being protein? Kind of a 2-part question, more than like a traditional zone or 40, 30, 30. All right. So again, if I am trying to change my body compensation, is there anything inherent bad about limiting fats and carbs and having a significant portion of my diet just being protein, more than 40, 30, 30? All right, so that's a great question. Great question. And then the second question is exercise, physical activity, and fitness. What's the difference? What's the difference? All right, so exercise, physical activity, and fitness. What's the difference? Kind of like we're gonna more talk about kind of how they compare, like what's the difference between them, and then how they kind of build on each other. All right. My snack. Yes. So today I have bunny cheddar crackers. They are organic. Finally, a healthy snack. We haven't had a healthy snack in a while. I almost went with the candy again. I almost went right back to the candy. So, but instead, I brought up the organic cheddar. I'm gonna bring a little confession about the cheddar. I bought Milo in my bulk orders. I didn't realize I was buying him a bulk order. I thought I was just buying a few boxes, and now I have like a cabinet of that should be like toilet paper, and it's like if we looked at the poundage, Mikey, it's probably 5 pounds of cheddar bunnies. And now he's onto my Cheez-Its. So, but the cheddar bunnies are organic, so they're healthy for you. They have 140 calories. The total fat is 6 grams, 19 grams of carbohydrate. Ooh, that's nice. 0 grams of sugar, and then 3 grams of protein. I do try to get Milo like the Cheez-Its. The Cheez-Its have a little sugar in it. I thought it had like 1 gram or 2. But I try to give them the cheesy crackers when we're closer to things of like rest time or quiet time. And then when
51 crackers, huh?
51 of them.
51 crackers is a serving size. This is not bad at all. I might be picking these up.
Hey, I got extra box. We actually have this White Claw situation. We get a sponsor here. White Claw, we're looking for a seltzer. Did we say seltzer sponsor?
What about the white cheddar ones? See how the white cheddar ones.
Oh, those are phenomenal. Those are phenomenal. Dude, you could do a cheese, like a cracker battle where you could do like Cheez-Its, and what other crackers are there besides Cheez-Its?
Cheez-Its. I mean, like, what are we talking about? Like cheese crackers?
Yeah.
You got Cheez-Its, Cheetos, Cheese Puffs, Annie's, white cheddar bunnies, white cheddar bunnies.
No, like specifically like Cheez-Its, Annie's, that are just cheese crackers. Just cheese crackers.
What about was it the Itz's crackers? Here we go. Cheese crackers.
Goldfish you could consider.
Yeah, so we got this Simply Mills, the Keebler sandwich cheese cracker ones, some random cheese crisps here.
So goldfish are gonna have to see their way onto the show because I like goldfish.
Look at this, better cheddars. Ooh.
They do a white cheddar too.
Cheese nips.
Cheese nips. Yeah, I wasn't gonna say it. You are my host, so I wasn't. I kept throwing it out there for you to say it first. In today's climate, you gotta keep it cordial. But
Alan, at least eat real Cheez-Its. He's very disappointed today.
I did. I have a box.
That was a different episode. No, we don't need the Cheez-Its.
I still have them though. They're all better. But they come in a variety pack. But now I'm curious on how many crackers. Ooh, this one you only get 27 crackers.
Yeah, but how big are the sizes? Are they comparable?
Half the cracker. I don't know. This is kind of like a goldfish mixed with a Cheez-It.
Oh wow, that's like tiny.
Like a 2-to-1. 2-to-1, so I'd say.
I can understand why you only get 27 of them.
Yeah, right? 2 rabbits. 2 rabbits is 1 Cheez-It cracker. And in turn.
This is very. Back in the day in grade school, did you ever trade like this? I did. Like, oh, you got Cheez-Its. You got Cheez-Its in your lunch. All right.
0 sugar. I lied to you guys. I was talking trash earlier, saying that Cheez-Its had sugar. No.
Annie's is organic hippie shit. Well, apparently Alan is not a fan of the cheddar bunny.
Hey man, easy on the Trader Jose brand cracker. I mean, it just happens to be they're bunnies. They're bunnies, all right? So it's like a penguin. If they were penguins, I bet you'd be all excited about penguin Cheez-Its, penguin crackers. So
I need a taste of good chemicals. Oh, come on, Alan. This is a fitness.
No. See, Cheez-Its, the Cheez-Its, but there is no real. Okay, so if we look at when we say organic, right? Organic. We got organic wheat flour, organic pressed sunflower oil, salt, organic cheddar cheese. Okay, they're just labeling it, right? Here we got a little bit more color. I'm trying to see if I could find. No.
Wow, look at this.
Yeah. See, this is what I'm talking about. But they have a white cheddar too, and Annie has a white cheddar, and then Goldfish has a white cheddar. So we could do like a smorgasbord of white cheddar crackers, and the same thing with Cheez-It cracker or cheesy crackers, right? So we could do the Pepsi Cola challenge of Cheez-Its, Annie's, and Goldfish. I like the Cheez-Its because they're a little more baked.
Yeah.
Versus.
I mean, they're a classic cheese cracker snack.
Yeah. Versus the Annie's, or like my good friend Alan says, I need the chemicals. Yeah. This guy's been posting for sure. I need to check him out. They're talking about America for sure. Like, I'm all right now. But when it says organic, though, that's where I kind of laugh but it didn't have a lot of color dye, so I was hoping to match some coloring from the Cheez-Its into it, and it didn't have it, so it had that going for it. It won me over there. I was trying to be detective a-hole. Like, oh, look at this organic brand, and it has color 9 dye, but it doesn't have any dyes. So I'm pretty impressed right now.
Hey man, if you grew up with Kool-Aid back in the 90s, you had those little like twist off Kool-Aid things. Red dye number 9 was tasty.
I'm a step below you. I'm in the powder where you're still adding your own sugar. You're not even buying the buckets that they started pre-making the sugar together with it yet, or the packets. You gotta add your own sugar. That's where we're at. In the Kool-Aid adventure. And then Jello, and pudding.
Oh, Jello pudding was so good. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Jello. Okay, so cheddar bunnies. Good to know. Good to know that. Yeah, I was about to say the same thing, pothead. Good to know that there's some angry people about cheddar bunnies. That's awesome. I'm actually excited. I will bring out more organic snacks. All right. Good.
Stir up the pot.
Good to know. Yeah, I mean, it definitely was no cheese. It definitely was no Cheez-It. I was about to really just like Alec Hansen it and just start eating the Cheez-Its or drink other beer when we're trying to test red beer. But
but he lightened up.
no, he did. But that's anybody after like 3 or 4 beers, right? I mean, you're gonna kind of like the taste at some point. So, okay. So my rant today is kind of based off of the workout, and it is kind of like certain workouts. I really liked how today's workout kind of goaded me along, in the sense that I felt really like beat up from the weekend. I felt beat up from Saturday. I just felt beat up in general. And then all of a sudden I started going, and we knew it was going to be a really, really long workout. And again, I was thinking about, okay, hey, we'll just put out the warm up, and then we'll cut it. And then we started doing the workout, and then I was like, oh, we'll do the workout and then we'll cut it. And then finally we just got through it all. And we did 10 rounds of each. And then we did not that I could have gotten much further than that, like 12, 13, or really trying to push anything outside of that, because it would have been pretty painful. Jillian, we'll see what she scored over here, but she put in some good numbers, and I feel like that's a good jump. 11 and 12 gives you an extra like 20 something reps, but I really wasn't ready to buy into that. So the 10 of each, we didn't rest at all, so that was great as well. But it was just good to have something kind of just constantly goat me to do a little bit more, and then understanding that, yeah, I could have done a lot more, but I'm not going to be wrecked, and I'm not going to be paying too much for what I put out. I don't regret that I didn't put it all out. And at the same time, I'm pretty happy based on how I started my day. I didn't really have a lot of expectations, really minimal expectations for how I was going to feel all day long. So I sometimes got to kind of like almost let the day kind of fish you along. And that's where, when you're training for just physical fitness, working out in the morning, why a lot of like the coaches or people that kind of motivational speakers and stuff like that. That's why I think a lot of people push that idea of training in the morning, because it's an easy way to just kind of get going into the motions. And then as we get going through the motions, it actually takes us. And then once it takes us, then we start driving it. And I felt really good by that whole kind of process today. And I just sometimes really can't forget that, and it's easy to cop out, especially now. It's easy to kind of be like, oh, no way, I'm not going to go. I feel like crap. My hip's bugging me, blah, 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 blah. The little voice gets real loud in your head. And I just really was able to, through our community, through us, and then just through training consistently, it's like, hey, man, it's just going to be okay. And it was cool. Great workout. I know we got a lot of good feedback from the workout today. It was a .com workout last week. So it was interesting to get kind of goaded along. So as you're doing work, don't be shy to get goaded along into other things, which is kind of where my next part of my rant goes. Is I always want to put more out, like even here with what we're doing and all the information that we're putting out. I almost feel like we're not putting out enough information, surprise, surprise. And we have so much more cool shit and so much more stuff to put out that it's like, oh, more and more. And yet we're just doing more than enough. And then we want more. And that hunger is what actually drives us. That's what drove a lot of our fitness endeavor. That's what drove a lot of our achievement of our goals and our success. And even now, what it's teaching us to drive MaxFit USA, CrossFit Costa Mesa, and then all of us together to be able to do exercise together in these times, and then in general, fitness around the world to do fitness with us. So it was cool to just again sit back and realize like, hey man, there's always more, but I got to be a little bit reserved in going through that process. So it was humbling. It was humbling. All right, Mikey, can you pull up the leaderboard for me?
Which one did you want to start with?
Let's look at let's just look at the workout, the watt. The back squats and the kettlebell swings the same or a little heavier than last week. So let's look at.
All right, here we go. Let's see what everyone else did today. Sarah did 65 on her back squats and 35 on kettlebell swings. Good work there. Emily with 653 pounds for the back squats and 35 pounds.
Nice.
I think that's a typo. And then G with 75 pounds and 16 kilos, or 35 pounds on the kettlebell swing. Mary with 35 and 35. Aaron with 15 pounds? Squat with dumbbell on back. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. 15 and 26 on the kettlebells. Lily with
Lily with 144, Alma with 90 and 35, and then Laura with 45 and 35.
Nice. All right.
Boys were putting out some good numbers today. Brandon with 165 here and 53-pound kettlebell swing. Damn, 165.
Look who shows up. Look who shows up on the leaderboard. My man. My man. Yeah, I miss you. I mean, he was also, we posted he was on there, him and Scott, my boy Talal out there doing work.
And then Christian with 225 and 70.
Okay.
Still trying to figure out this average power output. Q with 135 here and 44.
Yeah, it's insulting. It's insulting. It's insulting. I'm surprised. Lucero's not out there just sending emails to be on the whiteboard. How is this possible? Hey, what's the kettlebell? What did Brandon use for his kettlebell?
Brandon used 53.
I mean, Brandon's a ginormous man. So because he's big, maybe? I don't know. I'm so confused by it. Maybe
you can hit it with
because of the time domain. Because of the time domain and the body weight. I wonder, because it's a proprietary blend. So the more and more we looked into this mathematical equation that they're using, they are using a power output equation, but there could be other variables that they're putting into it. So they could,
yeah, because it doesn't make any sense. Because Brandon's huge, like a big dude. He's Paul Bunyan, and then Christian's half the size, like height wise, but he's pushing more weight. Is it because Brandon's pushing weight higher?
Yeah, over larger distance, and that's probably including his weight. So it's not counting towards the weight that he's lifting. So it might actually just be a soft math where, like, let's say Christian weighs 185 pounds, and that's 225, and it totals up to 3.
That's 410.
Yeah. What's that?
That's 410.
The 225 plus, 410. And then Brandon go up to Brandon. Let's say Brandon weighs 250 and he's 165.
So that's 420. So he's over by, that makes sense. That would make sense.
That's how I'm assuming that math is working, where it should actually have some type of other extrapolated number that takes out the weight to rate ratio, right? Because then if you're saying that Brandon weighs 265, that means he only really squatted 50% of his body weight. But if Lucero weighs 185, he squatted 125% of his body weight.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there's where the problem is with that, with the average power output. But it's been good. Pothead's put me onto it. Pod put me onto it. Was he talking about kale chips? Now he's upset. All right,
He's like,
so we got but,
yeah, he was saying that at the moment you bring out kale chips, everyone's leaving.
Yeah, I mean, all right, I'm bad. I'm gonna go bring back my 150 candy. I'm sorry, guys. You guys are upset that I'm not eating quality snacks now. Oh, they're like, boo this man. All right, where's Dean? Where's my boy Dean?
Dean did what I did, 115 and 24 kilos. See, this must be, I don't know. I feel like Dean and I are kind of similar in weight.
No, he's heavier than you. He's
See,
probably
because I'm down here with 26.6 foot-pounds per second, and he's up here with 65.8 footpounds per second.
And he might be like a little taller than you, and then he might put in like the football height average. So he might be like 5'9", and he put himself in as 5'11". Whereas
Yeah, but I'm still 5'12". I'm 6 feet tall.
All right. Okay.
Nate's at 175, 31.6 foot-pounds per square.
What did Richard? We're gonna go back to Richard. Richard took him down. Yes.
Richard was 44.4 foot-pounds per second. At 45 pounds and 16.
Well, here we go again. Pothead. Nobody cares about. It doesn't really doesn't tell you anything in my mind. I don't know. Maybe it's because I can't read, but yeah. So Wells, what did Wells get? See, Wells is a big guy. What did he use?
185.
Okay. So if he's going 220, what's that put him at?
20.7 foot-pounds per, and he did 185.
Yeah, so if he's 220 plus the 180,
that's 410.
Yeah. So then he should be pretty pounds per square foot too. Unless he doesn't have, now based off of this math over here, now if he doesn't have his body weight inside of beyond the whiteboard,
it could skew the numbers a little bit. Yeah. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
Okay.
And then Brad over here.
Figure this out. We already figured it out. I mean, me and my boy Pothead over here have figured it out. He just gave you a link for the proprietary blend.
Oh, I read that already.
Yeah, you didn't like it either.
I don't. It's like missing parts. I'm like over here with beautiful mind, like calculations, and it's like I feel like it's missing like numbers and stuff.
Yeah, it's like when they tell us, hey, it's like you're in stage 1, 2, 3. Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? And you're just like waiting. All right, I get it. Whatever. So, I went and got the candy. And she was so upset by him. Thanks. It's a Monday, too.
It is a Monday.
So, let's look at the thrusters and stuff.
You want to do the death by here?
Yeah.
All right, death by thrusters. Here's the barbell version.
What was that?
Dang, people will be putting in some work. Christian with 19 rounds with 16 thrusters.
Oof.
Derek with 13 and 10. Mitchell with 12 and 14, 12 and 4 thrusters. So you're trying to get that 13. Tyler with 11. Me with the 10. Rich with 10. Steve with 10. See? Everybody's doing. Oh, Dean with 9. Luis with 10. And on the women's side, Lily with 15.
Ooh. All right.
Alma with 14 at 105, or 105 reps, sorry. So 65 pound, 14 rounds. Emily with 12 plus 6.
Yeah.
12 rounds there. Kelly with 10. Laura with 9 plus 6. Sarah with 9. And then on the, not sure why they're doing still modified, but Kay with 13 plus 10. Tazine with 10. And then Amy with 9.
Damn. Girls getting after it. Okay. What is that? What's the blue peak at the blue peak there? What's that number?
Prescribed men 6, and that is, I think that's the average.
Yeah, what's that average? Yeah.
6.
What's that? 6. Okay.
Weird.
What do we got for this rows?
Total rounds with partials. Oh, okay, gotcha. So six in the men got 10 or more. Women, looks like two got 12, 12.9,
But
and then modified got 1.
Total, how many women scored versus males? 11 results. What do we got here on this row?
Let's see, death by ring rows here. Ooh, high digit numbers. 18 and 18. Mary DePaolo was 17.
Yeah.
Emily was 15. Tyler was 17. Concern was 16 and 8.
Damn.
Christine with 15. Jillian with 12. Mitchell
People
with
walk
15 and
around
10.
guys.
Heiko with 15. Man, they were going ham on these rows.
You guys are gonna get butt arms. Everybody's feeling good on Monday. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you're good. Kelly with 10. Amy with 10. Sarah with 10. I mean, I stopped at 10.
Yeah.
I was like, we got a lot of work this week. A lot of work. Kay with 16, Tazine with 10, Lacey with 9, Aaron with towel row. Started with 6 reps and added 6 each round. Got to 22 on the round of 30 reps. Sure, got to 5 reps.
Her grip's gonna be fried.
People going ham with these rows, huh?
Uh-huh.
All right, and then we have.
I think they're like easy exercises, right? You can kind of do them for quite a while.
Well, that's how we felt. Like Kelly and I were working out, and we were like, "Oh, 10. I feel like we can keep going," but we were sharing rings, so we were trying to do it within the minute. I was like, "Nah, 10's good." We just did 100 squats, and we're about to do 55 push presses, so we'll be fine. Christian was 20. What the heck?
Yeah, I had a bad feeling about these push presses.
Shut it down at 20. 20 took him 30 seconds. Alma with 15. Wells with 16 and 5. Emily with almost got 13 rounds. She missed it by 1. 15 and 12. Jillian with 12. Kelly with 10. English with 14. Tyler with 14, Sarah with 10, Laura with 8 and 8, Kay with 12, Kazina with 10, Amy with 9, Mitch getting 13. I shut it down at 10. I'm not sure why Rich put 0. And then Lewis put 0 too.
It definitely felt faster, and it didn't really feel that taxing.
No, not at all.
Even after the start of it, because if you think of the back squats and the kettlebell swings plus a 20-minute warm up, by the time you got into the push press, you were somewhere between 40 to 45 minutes into the thing.
Yeah.
maybe even 50. But artificial flavoring. Thank you. I was looking. I was looking for it in the bunnies though. I was like ready to. There wasn't nothing too bad in it. I was pretty impressed by that. Pretty impressed. What did Pie say here about this formula?
Still talking about the formula.
The proprietary blend. Okay, so let's look at these questions. Let's see if we can get through. Let's knock them out here. First question is, if I am trying to change body composition, is there anything inherently bad about limiting fats and carbs and having a significant portion of my diet just be protein? One of two parts, more than 40, 30, 30. All right. So yes and no. Yes and no. Having a high protein diet is actually really good for you. It fuels your muscles. It'll keep you full. And yes, it will not actually create insulin response and it will not actually create fat. What will happen is after a certain point, your liver will become more fatty and then you won't metabolize as fat. You'll become lethargic. You'll be slow and you will kind of get like a little bit of a yellowing coloring and you won't produce the same with output and performance. So a very high protein diet works really well for bodybuilders. It works well for all athletes, but finding what that maximal load and what the length of that is super important. So being able to cycle anywhere between like 1.5 of your body weight. So if you're a 200-pound man and being able to handle 300 grams of protein, and then all the way down to what your actual lean body mass is. So if you're a 200-pound man at 10%, your actual lean body mass is 185 grams of protein. So then also eating 185 grams of protein. And what I mean by that is maybe when you're maintaining your body weight, you're eating 185 grams of protein for about a month or 3. And then for 2 to 3 months that you're trying to gain weight or trying to change body fat and muscle, you're actually increasing your protein and then putting a lot of strain on your liver and kidney. And then that's kind of the opposite effect to it. So where carbs kind of attack more of your insulin and start to store fat, your protein starts to slow down your digestive system and does other things too. So there's kind of a pros and cons. If I was going to look at the parameter, those are the parameters I would give you. I would allow you to gain protein as you go. So you could start off at 185 grams and then move up. So kind of like that last the last diet that we did with the end of the year, where we were kind of coming down and we were using the caloric intake. So you can kind of pair the two of protein intake and how high you want to take it. So I said 1.5 of your body weight or desired body weight and desired lean body mass. So again, if your desired body weight is 185 pounds at 10% body fat, then you would say, okay, well, then I could eat 1.5 of that in protein, and then I could eat whatever that lean body mass is my lowest. So again, I would have this 285 pounds, something like that, all the way down to about 170, 185, 168 pound or 168 gram situation of protein. And then that's where I can say, hey, I can have that. And then the 40, 30, 30 is like, if you think of it as a zone diet or a paleo diet, you could predominantly take most of your intake through some type of protein and fat. It would allow you to lean out. And you could also do a lot of like paleo snacks. So that's where people get in trouble with the paleo snacks we were talking about when we get out of quarantine. We will actually do a paleo diet. And I think we'll keep doing, obviously, Munchies for a while and probably forever, hopefully. But the idea would be with the paleo snacks, we would actually eat the paleo snacks and do all the mathematical equations to see that they're really still high in carbs, high in sugars because they have dried fruit, or you're still drinking alcohol. So you're still really taking in a certain amount of carbohydrates. So then that brings up the next question. What's the lowest amount of carbohydrates that you could really have that it matters? So you could go all the way to 0, and then you could go all the way to 150 and still operate fairly well, and then have a very high protein and a very high fat intake. So then you're having something like a 50% of your diet is coming from protein, 40% of your diet is fat, and then 20% of your diet is carbs. So you can do that. You can really crank that up, but I don't recommend doing any loading of any type of macronutrient or caloric intake or deficit longer than somewhere around 12 to 16 weeks without a maintenance phase or a reboot phase or an adjustment phase or a find your true weight phase. So I know a lot of people say, oh, I gained weight in my last 8-week cycle of trying to gain weight, and then all of a sudden they go on a maintenance phase and they start eating normal and they poop out half the weight that they just gained. And they're like, oh, okay, well then I wasn't really digesting well, and I was really just bloated and holding on to it. So there's a bunch of other things. All right. So yes, to answer your question, you can load it. I would do it for somewhere around 8 to 12 weeks. See what that is. Multiply 1.5 of your desired body weight, and then whatever your lean body mass is, that could be your parameter of intake. Okay, protein intake. Good. Happy with that one? All right, Mikey. All right. Good. Good. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Okay. The second one is exercise. It wasn't Mikey. It wasn't Mikey that answered that question. No, I said it like that. Exercise, physical activity, and fitness. What's the difference? What's the difference? Coach, what's the difference? Okay. So physical activity. Anybody or any bodily movement that expends energy. So anything I do, so any type of anaerobic, aerobic, any activity, jumping, climbing, lifting, any activity that requires me to expend energy, walking, swimming is physical activity. Okay. So, and all activity counts. That's the kind of how I look at it. Exercise. So what is exercise? Exercise is a subject of physical activities that are all planned and structured with purpose of improving or maintaining physical fitness or health. And this is where we come in, I come in, fitness professional comes in. It really puts forth a program for either a community or an individual. And for me, I really think even as a global program, you can really start seeing at what different communities and what different people eat and how they react to how you're training. And then you can really start to understand that, okay, well, if you're manipulating the micronutrient needs like we're talking about, you can still get a lot of response, even if you're in an area that doesn't have a lot of protein or it doesn't have a lot of ability to receive that type of protein. So we have a lot of areas out there that I kind of work with some friends. So exercise is structured with purpose. So it is a subject of physical activities that are anything planned and structured with purpose of improving or maintaining physical fitness or health. All right. So it's just a program, I feel like. And then that suddenly makes everything exercise. So what you do for the day is an exercise on a micro, macro, and meso cycle, right? So fitness, the ability to perform activity at a moderate to vigorous level of intensity without tiring easily or quitting or stopping. So fitness is the ability to perform activity at a moderate or to vigorously levels of intensity without tiring easily. So for me, I think of this as physical activity is anything I do. If I do something, I'm gonna do it no matter what, and I'm still gonna get paid for it. So what I mean by that, I'm gonna reap benefits of physical fitness or health from it. So if I start surfing, or if I start swimming, or if I start hiking, and even though I don't hike and I just do it to do it, I'm gonna actually get a benefit. I remember there was this coach, or let's say trainer, because he was a trainer. We were at 24-hour fitness, and this kid was so passionate about getting people off of like treadmills and stuff like that, that some people actually just quit because they would be reading like a magazine and be on like a recumbent bike, and you'd be like, man, why are you even doing this? Just read it at home, move your legs in the air, and that'd be fine. And like he would literally smash on people like that. And he kind of had a point, but that's where the argument started coming out for us is, well, isn't any activity better than no activity? And that guy that was reading that paper that was sitting on that bike, and we had seen him for about a year and a half, nothing changed. He didn't get in any better shape, but he was actually still doing activity, which is still good for him. It's better than nothing, right? We detoured him from that. Not we, he did. And so then we actually started having this philosophical discussion. And so that's something that I've always had talks about, is something is better than nothing, but understanding that adaptation becomes your enemy. Exercise is my ability to understand that, hey man, I've been doing a physical activity too much and too often, or not enough, and I'm not developing the skill there, or I'm doing it too much and I'm actually adapting to it and I'm not getting any better because I'm not adding outside stimulus. So then how do I do that? Is I start creating a structured plan in order to better my physical activity. All right. And then by doing that, I start to create a capacity to handle my physical activity through this structured exercise, which in turn becomes fitness. So now I'm able to do something. I'm actually able to produce physical ability based off of these overlay things that I've done beforehand, right? That's, again, one of the biggest things of why I love physical fitness, is because it has zero bias of who you are and what you are. And yeah, you might be not as athletic as others, or you might not get skills as fast as others. Maybe too, you weren't taught them as early as others were. So if you would have been, you could have acquired skills just as fast as other people do. So again, there's just a lot of stuff that come into play into developing these skills. But if you just put forth the effort, it always pays you back. It always pays you back. So, but at some point you have to really kind of think about not confusing a bunch of stuff and a bunch of misinformation as success. So just because I'm walking more, or just because I'm doing a lot more exercising, or I'm waking up in the morning and I'm climbing the mountain, and then I go and I exercise at the gym, and then I do cardio at night, but I'm not losing weight. And that's not necessarily success if your goal is to lose weight or to lean out. So understanding that stuff doesn't always equal success. Okay, good deal. Let's see tomorrow's WOD. Ooh, tomorrow, International Nurses Day. Bum, bum, bum. International Nurses Day. Okay, Tuesday, May 12th, 2020. We have our press and our kettlebell swing. So remember, just like our back squat and our deadlift, our kettlebell swing. Didn't I do that last week? Our press and our one-arm row. So our press and our one-arm row, if you did well last week and you were able to accomplish more than 80 reps, so 8 sets of 10 unbroken reps, then go up this week. All right. And then the workout, we have 2 parts. Either we have the body weight or the dumbbell. No barbell track tomorrow, so just dumbbell or body weight. And this one is kind of like a 3-part, little 3-parter. You got 5 rounds of 20 seconds, and then 10 seconds rest, 20 seconds of work, and then you do that for 5 rounds, and then straight into 5 rounds of another 20 seconds, 10, 20 seconds, 10, and then into it again. So the exercise for the body weight is single leg RDLs, and it's push-ups. And then the next 5 rounds is up, downs, and pull-ups. And then the next 5 rounds is squat jumps and sit-ups. Whew. Well, I hope those pullers are working. And then you got, for the dumbbell, you got one-arm suitcase deadlift. Oh, man, these deadlifts, these suitcases, what took my hip out. and then, like I'm getting nightmares from this thing. And then push-ups, and then we have one-arm dumbbell squat cleans, and then pull-ups, hang dumbbell power snatches, and then sit-ups. Pretty excited about this. This is another .com workout as well. I wanted to do a barbell version of this, but because this is a .com version at a dumbbell, I wanted to kind of compare some numbers. So that's why I didn't touch it. So I think I might have touched the weight. It might not have had an actual prescribed weight. I think I might have prescribed the weight. But again, today is actually National Women's Checkup Day. I should start. Damn it, I had that in my notes because I have this sheet that tells me all the dates and like what the holidays are. And sometimes it has some real awkward ones that I would have to announce like that. So National Women's Checkup Day, National Women's Checkup Day. And then tomorrow is a good one that we get to announce. Thank you, like to people like our girl Rachel, and then any other nurses that I'm forgetting. I don't think so. Am I? I feel like I am. But anyways, so tomorrow is like International Nurses Day. And then Wednesday is actually National Apple Pie Day. So if you guys know of any apple pie, or you Wednesday kids want to start making some apple pies, holler at your coach. Your coach will take some pie a la mo, some ice cream. I will get the vanilla. You guys bring me the apple pie. I will eat that on Wednesday. I have no show on Thursday, so I will smash some apple pie and rate that if you guys can make any good apple pie. Anybody got any apple pie skills? Okay. So in closing, one of the biggest things that I would tell you guys is the challenges. The challenges is pretty cool because there's a lot of stuff. I think Alma posted somewhere on social media today and said something like, "I would never do a cold shower, but you know what? 30 seconds not that bad. Plus everybody is trying to do it. I'm in." So that's where like these challenges, they come into play. And the recovery side of a challenge is nothing like I guarantee anybody's ever offered you, or I guarantee anybody's really like you've done. There's not a lot of times where I've only done this 3 times in my 20 plus years of coaching. So 19 plus years of coaching, 19. This year will be 21. 2021 will be 20 years. So, sorry, had a little self moment there. But these challenges legitimately are extremely important for you to learn how to recover and to treat your body well. So if you guys can just focus on 30 seconds ice bath, cold shower at the end. So warm as long as you want, and then cold. That's all we got to do tomorrow. And then 10 minutes of rolling out. So that's 1 minute, 30 seconds on each side. That's moving fast. That's less than what we were asking for in the beginning. That's half of what we were asking for. But I'm okay with that, right? And then the next thing is the stretches. Same thing, 30 seconds. So 10 minutes. Cut it down. Pick a number that you can do, that you can sustain, right? And then 15 minutes before bed. 10 minutes before bed, get off your phone, turn off the TV. 5 minutes before bed. Pick a number that you can do and move at your own pace, but create that challenge with us and through us with taking a little bit of a cold shower at the end of your shower, adding in foam rolling, adding in static stretching, and adding in a little bit of wind down time. And I know a lot of people say they do it, but physically taking action and knowing that you're doing it is actually extremely important. And you can be like the teacher's pet, or you can be like that person that raises their hand and says, "Oh, hey, coach, I got my homework. I know you said we weren't going to have to turn it in, but I already did it." No, don't be that person. If you want to, that's fine. So if you start tomorrow and you start with 5 minutes of taking a cold shower and you want to build it to 10, go for it. But just know, working backwards or not completing the 30 days, you want to learn from that as well. You don't want to beat yourself up about it, I talked about that today, but you want to learn from that and move forward. Okay. Good luck tomorrow. Good luck on the cold. It's not too bad. It's kind of warm out there. Thank you, Mikey. Thank you, guys. Great job today. Nice talking with you guys. Whew. Good burner tomorrow too, huh? Oh no. I ripped off too many papers.